On this episode of ESL Uncensored, he alone who owns the youth controls the future. Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of ESL Uncensored. So, what exactly is Chinese nationalism based on? And what exactly fuels their pride? If you watched some of my earlier episodes, you will find that Chinese pride themselves upon a few things. Xenophobic feelings towards foreign immigrants in China, territorial disputes between Japan, Vietnam, Philippines, and the South China Sea in general, the Taiwan issue, and most importantly, plastic sex dolls. I also find that one of the foundations of Chinese pride is also rooted in the lie that China defeated the Japanese all by themselves with no American help whatsoever. If you research actual history, many people in the world would die for whatever their cause was. During the Vietnam War and the Soviet-Afghan War, average everyday people were willing to die for whatever they believed in. The same is also true for the kamikaze pilots of World War II. Those are just a couple of examples. But are the Chinese sheeple willing to die for their causes? I say no. I had conversations with people based on whether or not people in China would want a democracy, meaning that the top leaders in Beijing and every capital city in every province is elected by popular vote nationwide. The response I got was this: Chinese people don't care about that. They only care about their personal livelihoods, food on the table, television and entertainment, plastic sex doll, personal family and friends to share life with, and that their children can go to university and get a good education. Oh really? Well, I guess territorial disputes with Japan mean nothing to them. When an issue with the Diaoyu Islands with Japan comes up today, you will see Chinese sheeple on the streets vandalizing Japanese-made cars and harassing Japanese people within China. Here's what I can see in the video footage of the protests. There are no threats to their personal lives. They are in a warlike state of mind and they feel brave. Wow. All I see is a herd of sheep. However, the moment circumstances rise up where the majority of Chinese sheeple would have to sacrifice their lives and actually die for such a cause, I can tell you that they never would. In this footage here, not one Chinese person would ever sacrifice his or her own life or the life of their sex doll to bring the Diaoyu Islands under Beijing's control. Their personal livelihoods are more important to them than that. Chinese sheeple will never die or shed blood for their pride, and I have a story to back up my claim. This happened in Chengdu around 2013, I believe. I knew a person, I will refer to him as Peter. He was a blonde-haired, blue-eyed foreigner like me. He practiced praying mantis kung fu since he was a small child. As an adult in his late 20s, he was really good at what he knew. At a bar, someone was harassing a friend of his, so Peter knocked the guy out, and all these other local sheeple, seeing that Peter knocked out a Chinese person, got up and they began attacking Peter all at once. And it was a huge mob that people formed. Peter threw 7 people with a throwing technique he was good at, and he did a lot of sidestepping, side-kicking at the opponent's knees, and all that stuff. Someone took a knife out on Peter and cut his forehead open, but as good as he was, once people knew what they were up against, they all began running away from him. And it was more than 15 people too. Chinese sheeple are racially proud, but once a foreigner turns out to be more trouble than what he's worth, or if he is too big of a challenge to the local sheeple, believe me, they will actually run. In short, most Chinese sheeple are cowards. So, what do you all think of China's nationalist pride? Leave your comments below, remember to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for part 2. See you next time.
And I ain't that life. Ching chow woo, ching wang woo, white. That ain't nice. Fork for the cookie, I always told you twice. Delivery's free, but not from me. I always call $1.50. 55, wanna see me go, God?